This season started with so much hope for West Ham United. Big money additions and a world-class manager spelt the perfect recipe for success on the park. But the Hammers are not living up to that hype right now. And that world-class manager, Julian Lopetegui, lucky to still be in a job, winning El Sacico and keeping himself in the helm for now. So I'm taking over here. Live start points with West Ham United at the start of December. Let's go get the East London club back on track and beyond. So this is the default starting 11 we do currently inherit at West Ham United at the Olympic Stadium. And it seems like the moral of the story is the big name players, the big money signings not delivering right now. We've got about a month to go if we want to steady the ship and build the foundations for a second half of the season to remember at West Ham United. Also, I know it's probably not going to get back to him and it probably means very little in the grand scheme of things, but I want to send my well wishes and best thoughts to Mikel Antonio and to those closest to him following his car accident last week. Seems to be in a stable condition right now, but wishing you the best, mate, and hope to see you on the park and most importantly, just healthy and kicking about very soon. Currently though, 6 points clear of the relegation zone. Let's see where we're at in 3, 2, 1. Up to 9th. I can live with that. That is a great position to be in heading into January. And we're actually 13 points clear now of Everton, 14 points clear of Leicester, which is brilliant. I mean, we could very easily slide back down into 14th where we started today's video, but I'm hopeful that we're going to continue trending up in the right direction. Still plenty of time for us to mount a charge to get some sort of European qualification. But with us being here in January, I have scoured the transfer rumors and seen who West Ham linked with both from selling players and signing them. And I'm going to try my best here in season 1 to keep it somewhat realistic to what I've read online. So when it comes to players to sell, 2 of the big name signings in January are on the chopping block. Both of them rumored with moves away already, seemingly incredibly unhappy in East London. Fulkrug and Rodriguez. Apparently they've already accepted an offer in real life from Real Betis for Rodriguez to head back there. And Lizal, the young Brazilian defender, what I've read online is that it was weird that they signed him initially and he just has proven to be a terrible player. Personally, I've never seen him play, but that's what I'm reading. And then something I want to take into my own hands is the loan move here. I want to get a loan move for Luis Guilherme. A few offers came in late December, but now I'm going to start accepting some. And then when it came to players that Villa were linked with, there was an absolute smorgasbord of players, both young, old, ready for now, and prospects that they are linked with. So I'm just going to use my best judgment into who I bring to the club. Our first one is a massive one though, a huge statement signing to our midfield. In real life, West Ham United and Fulham, which as a Fulham fan, it makes me excited that we're being linked with him, are both linked with Douglas Luiz. After 6 months in Italy, he wants to return to the Premier League, and we're going to provide him that at the London Stadium. Douglas Luiz, I mean, he's used to wearing these colors, just not with West Ham as the badge. But the Brazilian midfielder joins us from Juventus for £38 million. But Jonathan David is actually coming off contract with Lille at the end of the season. A striker linked with West Ham. I could go in and try getting him on a free transfer to join us at the start of season number 2. I haven't done a pre-contract signing in a very long time. Let's go see. I don't think I've done one at all this year. Let's go see if we can have our first. What? It's put us straight in with the transfer fee. Oh my God, is it not going to let us approach him on a free transfer? All right, I'm not doing this right now. I'm just going to make them walk out of the room. Why won't they let us approach him on a pre-contract deal? So we'll get stuck into our other business whilst we wait for another opportunity to potentially go in for David. It is the Brazilian Luzal heading to Edifac and the Brazilian Luis Guilherme heading to Lazio on a 2-year loan. And look, it is no secret that Emerson is probably on his last legs in terms of being a starter at West Ham. And West Ham are going to have to think about replacing him here sooner rather than later. So we're going to get the succession plan underway. It is the Danish defender, Patrick Dorgu, joining us. Having a great season at Lecce in Serie A. We'd sign him for 2 mil. Immediately though, I'm throwing him up on the loan list. I hate this game. I actually hate this game. The player already signed a pre-contract agreement with another club and will not be available for any transfer negotiations. Why was I not able to offer him a pre-contract deal? Are you taking the piss, man? Where is John? I don't even know where John. It doesn't even say where Jonathan David's going to be going. Yes, it does. AC Milan. Cheers, EA. Cheers. And with no offers coming in for Füllkrug, I feel like I'm just going to have to stick it out for the season with him and Rodriguez unless something changes. So I say screw it. Let's really lean into getting this next generation coming up together. Our potential future striker, Evan Ferguson, joining us from Brighton. £10.5 million for him. And also Ryan Cherki on a fire sale from financially struggling Lyon. But the loans are coming in now. Patrick Dorgu heading on a 2-year loan to Leicester. Ryan Cherki heads to Sporting on a short loan. And finally, we got a loan move for Evan Ferguson. He's heading to Leipzig. I'm curious to see how that one plays out. And with that, that is the January window in the books. I am curious to see how the second half of this season turns out. Are we going to continue sliding up the table? Or was that just a first month facade? 9th place in the Premier League. Look, coming into the season, 9th would have been a massive disappointment for West Ham. But given how things have transpired, I'm sure a lot of Hammers fans will take this. We've built an alright foundation to build upon for season number 2. Premier League title this year goes to Manchester City, 10 points clear. If they're going to win it this year, I don't think it's going to end up being 10 points clear. And in the relegation zone, it is the 3 promoted sides going back down. Aston Villa win the FA Cup, which isn't that shocking. It's more shocking they beat Hull on penalties. Unfortunately, we went out to Villa in the 3rd round. Liverpool win the Carabao Cup. Inter Milan win the Champions League. Real Sociedad the Europa. And Chelsea win the Conference League. I could definitely see that happening. And Jarrod Bowen has absolutely carried here. 20 goals, 5 assists for him. Füllkrug, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be moving on with him next year. I think we're either going to have to give the starting striker spot to Evan Ferguson or just go out and get ourselves a star striker. I was going to say, it'd be nice if we had Jonathan David coming here. Speaking of Evan Ferguson, he went up 2 overall to a 77 in this half season at Leipzig. Cherki goes up +1. Yam goes to a 74 +2, I believe, or +3. And Dorgu goes up to a 69. I think I'm going to have to go for a new starter at left back next year. 2 of the players in on loan are going to be returning to their parent clubs though. Jean-Claire Todibo and Carlos Soler, both returning to Ligue 1. We've steadied the ship here in Season 1 with West Ham, but for Season 2, it is time to set our compass on new horizons. We need to come out swinging here in Season 2. I mean, we were lucky to keep our job at the back end of Season 1. Our manager performance rating is looking dismal right now. And because I am doing the live start points feature, I can't turn off sacking, so I could fail this rebuild. So I'm coming out here, I'm getting us a superstar left back to start season number 2. We have European aspirations, and we're going to sign Miguel Gutierrez as our new star left back, the Emerson upgrade, bringing him across from Girona for £32.5 million. EA putting this as the first headline that I see hurts the soul, man. £0 transfer fee. I still don't know why we weren't able to sign him last year. That should be us. That should be a West Ham jersey he's holding up. But there are a lot of players that I want to clear out of this squad. Some of the players I want to clear out. Some of them have requested a transfer, but we're going to be selling a lot of players. There is no doubts about that. The first man is out though, and this was one that I actually didn't want to make. But Vladimir Kufal requested a transfer. We've sent him to Bristol City. But whilst we wait for the other deals to go ahead, we're going to go ahead and make another massive signing for our defense. And that is to bring Mark Gay back to the Premier League. Spent the past year in Italy with Lazio in Rome. Now he comes back to London, but instead of south, it is east. Pumped about this one. The Englishman joins us for 33 mil. This is such a random place for Cherki to be loaned, heading to Paris FC. Levi Lang heading to Saudi Arabia. And we're going all in with Evan Ferguson. Nicholas Füllkrug staying in the Premier League, heading to Man City. We're not done yet though, lads. Not even close. Emerson signs for Leipzig. Controversially, perhaps, I've sold Konstantinos Mavropanos to Villarreal. I just feel like turning £22 million for the guy that is probably our 4th string centre back was dumb. Like, we can use that money way more valuably. Guido Rodriguez teaming up with Cristiano Ronaldo at Al Nassr. Andy Irving heads to Burnley. Maxwell Cornet of Crystal Palace. And the final man out in this pretty bonkers second season, Kurt Zuma. He's heading south to Brighton. This is really starting to feel like my team though. I feel like we've started to put our touch onto this West Ham United side. It is going to be a very interesting first half of the season. And I say that because we've got Evan Ferguson leading the line now. And to be totally honest, long term, Ferguson, if this was a 5-10 year rebuild, he would be the guy that I'd be putting all of my eggs into. But the fact of the matter is, we could find ourselves pushing for some sort of European football this season. That is the goal. And after selling all of the players we did, we have £116 million. So if Ferguson doesn't have a good first half of the season, I'll likely go in for a world-class striker. If not, then I'm totally open to getting a few of the older players in their early 30s, late 20s out of the club with younger, higher rated players. But I'm not going to make any definitive statements at the moment. I'm just going to see how it plays out. 1st of January, we sit 6th in the Premier League right now. I'm pushing for top 4. But realistically, I would be okay with getting Conference League or Europa League. The big question though, is Evan Ferguson scoring goals? He's scored 9 so far. He's scored 9. I don't know if that's enough for me to throw the toys out of the pram. 9 goals so far. Jarrad Bowen's still absolutely crushing it. Him and Luis getting the golden boot right now. I think I'm going to keep the faith with Ferguson. There's a fair chance by the end of the season he's into the 80s and he's higher rated than some of the other older guys. So I think I'm going to do more of a clean out here to the older fellas in the squad. I'm having a really fun time today bringing players that have left the Premier League, bringing them back to the Premier League. And we've got another one right here at the right back role. The nice part about having so much money as well is that I don't even have to sell the players that I'm replacing. Our bench is going to become 10 times stronger for the second half of this season. And most importantly, so does our starting 11. Mayo Gusto back in the Premier League at West Ham United. The Frenchman signing on from RB Leipzig for 45.5 mil. And the very next day, we get ourselves a new goalkeeper, Brazilian Bento joining us from Al Nassr. I told a fib though, fellas, I am going to sell a player this window. I'm not done with the transfer business. I want a superstar centre-back joining us. Aguirre is going to be joining Stuttgart, and we make a massive replacement. I think this puts us into the top 4 picture. This one, I promise I'm not doing this continually on purpose, but I'm bringing yet another player back to the Premier League. Christian Romero signing from Atletico Madrid. But we have quite literally replaced our entire backline this season. My God. We have missed out on the top 4 by 1 point. Granted, it was incredibly close. We've got ourselves Europa League football. Very easily could have had no Europa League football. Goal difference has helped us out here. 71 goals for us. Newcastle United only conceding 36, which is very impressive. But we finished 5th in the Premier League. Man City win back-to-back league titles, and relegated, it will be Crystal Palace, along with Norwich and Luton. Manchester United win the FA Cup. We unfortunately lost to Everton in the semi-final. Chelsea win the Carabao. A round of 16 exit to United. PSG win the Champions League. Been a good year for Manchester United. They win the Europa League. And Brighton are going to win the Conference League. We are very fortunate we finished 5th then. Evan Ferguson did not step up in this second half of the season though, only adding 4 more goals to his season tally. I think we're going to have to go for an upgraded striker next year. Jarrad Bowen, I'm almost tempted to convert Jarrad Bowen to a striker and play him there. 27 goals, 27 goal contributions for Douglas Luiz. But we have a lot of players departing the club at the end of the season. Fabianski, Cresswell, Foderingham, Danny Ings, and Mikel Antonio all retiring. Meanwhile, Hey, Kelly, and Forbes, I'm letting walk on free transfers. Oh, I love this animation. We get ourselves our striker. You guys know who it is. Julian Alvarez. We're on the quest. We're trying to get Champions League qualification. I want to win the Europa League in all honesty. Julian Alvarez is going to help us immensely on that quest. Signing him from Atletico Madrid, £80 million. We're going to follow that up with a player departure. Thomas Souček heading to Manchester City, and immediately putting that money towards a new starting centre defensive midfielder, Martin Zubimendi. Going to get some loan moves happening though. Mamadou Kante heading to Austria Vienna, and I do want to see if we can squeeze more value. I know we'll be able to squeeze more value out of Evan Ferguson, so I'm going to loan him out. He gets the tutelage of Xabi Alonso at Bayer Leverkusen. Julian Alvarez and Zubimendi coming into this already impressive side has me so excited and confident for this 3rd season at the London Stadium. I will say, bit of pressure on Paqueta. I'm likely going to get a new centre midfielder in January. Question though whether I sell him or use him as a backup and sell somebody else on. We have about £50 million, I believe, still in the budget, so we can go out there and get ourselves a really good center midfielder. The temptation was honestly there to do it during this summer transfer window, but we'll see how we start the year. In the Europa League, so I'm hoping we can come out swinging there. We are coming first right now. First in the Premier League here on the 1st of January. It is very tight though, 2 losses and we could be outside of the top 4. But that is not a bad spot to find yourself in. Not as comfortable in the Europa League, but still 2 games remaining there. Hopefully can push ourselves up into the automatic spots. And yep, I've decided to do it. It's time for us to solidify our title charge and get another. I'm not saying Paqueta isn't world class. He's absolutely world class. But you guys know what I mean. Get somebody that's the high 80s. Paqueta has been sold. He's staying in London though, heading to Tottenham, which I don't know if I feel great about, but it's the only club coming in for him late here in January. But we've got a massive game coming up in the Premier League against Arsenal. I've wanted to get Ezekiel Palacios into the squad before that matchup. 86 overall, joining us from Leverkusen for £65 million. We were unable to hold on and win Premier League with West Ham United. We have qualified though for the Champions League, which I'm still over the moon about. It's just the fact like if we had come from 3rd and gone up to 2nd, I'd be pumped right now. But it's the fact we were sitting in 1st. That is one of the, like, next year, I want every trophy next year. Relegation zone, who's going down? Fulham, Leicester, Bournemouth. We do win our first trophy with West Ham. It hurts me a little bit as we take down my favorite club, Fulham, but we have won the FA Cup with West Ham. Oh shit, make it 2. We've won the Carabao Cup with West Ham United as well. So if we happen to win the Europa League, then we've done a treble. To be fair, that makes that Premier League title loss hurt 10 times more. The Champions League this year goes to Manchester City. We ended up finishing 14th in the Europa League though, which I believe gets us into the playoffs. We did beat Ferencvárosi in the playoff round, so we moved into the round of 16, where we lost to Juventus. We have lost to Juventus in the round of 16. And Juventus end up winning the Europa League. Meanwhile, Chelsea win the Conference League. Big season though from Julian Alvarez. His first year as a Hammer, and he's going to get 34 goals, 9 assists. Jarrod Bowen. The productivity from Alvarez does not hurt Jarrod Bowen at all, nor does it hurt Douglas Luiz. These two are absolute beasts. Evan Ferguson has gone up to an 85 overall though on his loan spell at Leverkusen. All right, I'm probably going to bring him back. I mean, he's coming back next year, but I think I might have to switch up the formation to get him and Alvarez starting together. Ryan Cherki coming back from his loan, I believe, at Paris next year as well. He's up to an 82. One man that will not be joining us though for the Champions League, Kalen Casey. I'm letting his contract expire. Champions League bound, however, in season number 4. Bring it on. But as we enter season 4, we've had a little bit of a wrench thrown into our plans. And that is because Mark Gay has suffered an injury. Now, I know he's back in 3 weeks. It's only a broken foot. He was out the majority of the back end of last year, but his overall has decreased, making him by far the weakest player in the squad. And with the way the squad is, Jarrod Bowen not getting any younger, we have a real desire to win the Champions League this year. So I think we go in for a world-class centre-back to make sure that we have the best chance possible. Enter Matthijs de Ligt, the Dutch defender. Actually, someone we're not rescuing back to the Premier League. We have signed him directly from Manchester United. 87 overall, 26 years of age, £70 million. And with Fulham getting relegated down to the Championship, a little bit of a fire sale has ensued for them to keep their salary cap, keep things financial fair play in order. So we've been able to pick up Giovanni Fabian, 82 overall, 24 years of age. This is a steal. I will say this team looks different to how I expected it to look this season. I did not expect having the need to bring in Matthijs de Ligt. I also really couldn't find a spot for Evan Ferguson. He's going to be a great backup striker. But I mean, besides Kudus, there's nobody else that is lower rated in our offense. So it's probably a hard decision for Ferguson, but he's going to be one of the best backup strikers in the world at this point. I absolutely think we have a team that is capable of winning the Champions League here. It's just a question of experience. Are we going to be able to be a one and done team in terms of our first Champions League experience? We've got Rangers on the 14th of September to start things off, followed by Villarreal. October sees a matchup with Club Brugge. November, Dinamo Zagreb, along with FC Porto. PSG in December. And we round out the league phase with FC Midtjylland and Borussia Dortmund. Step number 1, just get out of the league phase. Preferably in the automatic spots. 1st of January, we find ourselves once again, we're 6 points off the Premier League table, but this is an intense top 4 race. Southampton are in the mix. They're on 34 points. Chelsea, United, Arsenal, always slow starts to the season, but you would expect them to get their act together. So we just need to keep pushing forward if we want to get back to the Champions League next year. Now, coming into January, I expected to make no transfer business, but Bento has been stuck at an 84. Areola is getting more game time than him at this moment. So I say we cut ties with him, cash in, 30 more million added to the transfer budget, and get one of the world's best goalkeepers. And for me, that has to be Diogo Costa, one of the world's best goalkeepers in career mode. Had to bring him across, especially if we want to win a Champions League this year. Picking him up from Inter Milan, £70 million. But he is 88 overall, so it's worth it in my opinion. Okay, I'm feeling a lot more confident about the Champions League here now. We have gone undefeated and just 2 draws as well. We finished 2nd in league phase play. That is bloody brilliant. That is brilliant. Skipping the playoffs. I'm feeling even more confident now. We'll see who we play in the round of 16. All right, round of 16, Borussia Dortmund it is. We did take care of them 3-2 in league phase play, so I'm feeling a little more confident now. I'm hoping we can replicate what we had in league phase play. I would happily take a 3-2 victory back to London with us. A snowy night here in West Germany is a 2-1 win for West Ham United. Lovely stuff, Alvarez and Palacios. I'm after no silly business here, fellas. We're undefeated so far this season. I want to keep that a trend and all the way to a Champions League title. Second leg, it is a draw. Douglas Luiz gets us the tying/winning goal in the 82nd minute. You beautiful man. A lot of yellow cards around though. Hopefully none of those guys are suspended. All right, Zubamendi is suspended. And that means Edson Alvarez is going to have to come in here for the quarterfinal matchup against AC Milan. I want my revenge for Jonathan David. I know I should be going after Lille for that crap, but I want to take it out on Milan. Watch Jonathan David just go and score the winner for AC Milan here. First leg at home, and it is a draw. De Ligt gets a straight red card though. What are you doing, brother? Matthias De Ligt is going to be out for the second leg in Italy. Mark Gay back in the starting 11 like he never bloody left. All right. It's San Siro against AC Milan for a spot in the final 4. We get through. Come on. I was a little worried there, I'm not going to lie. Gay ends up getting a yellow card, really sticking to the De Ligt era there. But Douglas Luiz, Julian Alvarez, book us a spot in the final 4. But in said final 4, we have got a date with Manchester City. AS Monaco being the final non-English team in the tournament definitely is a little surprising. All right, the good thing is we're back to full strength. I'm hoping nobody gets any wild ideas and we can take a solid result back to London with us. In Manchester, we take a lead. Matthias De Ligt is making up for his red card and being suspended for that second leg against Milan with a go-ahead goal against Man City. I was a little worried that Palacios was going to be suspended for this second leg after seeing him getting a first half yellow there against Man City, but it's all good. We've got a full strength starting 11, hoping to get ourselves into a Champions League final, which we do. Oh my God, it goes to extra time. Man City got the win in regulation, but Julian Alvarez against his former club, he's going to put the nail in the coffin, and we're heading to a Champions League final with West Ham United. Beautiful. I was selfishly hoping that a matchup with Monaco was going to be on the cards, but that's not going to be the case. It is going to be West Ham versus Liverpool in the season number 4 Champions League final. It's also an all-English Europa League final, which goes the way of Arsenal. Is it going to be an all-English Conference League? It almost was. Shakhtar Donetsk, the only non-English team in a European final. Oh, come on! Yes! That is so damn tight. But we have won a Premier League title with West Ham United, 81 points. Beautiful. Relegation zone, Man United and Chelsea mid-table, but Ipswich, Crystal Palace, Leeds United going down. We've had a brilliant season. We've won the Community Shield at the start of the year over Liverpool. Good omen. Liverpool do win the FA Cup. We went out in the 4th round to Forest. And we lost the Carabao Cup final to Fulham. We could have gone back to back. Fulham getting their revenge after last year's final defeat. Holy hell, what a season from Julian Alvarez. All of our lads having brilliant years here. Jarrad Bowen up to an 88 at age 31. We have got some absolute superstars. Julian Alvarez, I mean, we've won the Premier League. If we could win the Champions League, he would have to be nominated for a Ballon d'Or. Let's go help his case. Let's go help West Ham's history and win a Champions League title. Oh, you can't write this. Declan Rice, former West Ham defensive midfielder, former West Ham captain, starting for Liverpool in this final. Oh, good move there. And they took 2 defenders with him. Palacios is onside. Palacios puts it wide. We've got to make the most of that opportunity. They're playing a bit of a press here, Liverpool. We need to use it to our advantage. Good ball. Oh, that was a rocket of a shot. Douglas Luiz has some serious curve on his crosses here. Let's see if we can use that to our advantage. Comes out to Bowen. Oh, it's Romero. I don't really want Romero taking a shot there, but he earns another corner. Going to put a little more power on it than last time. Luiz in there. Falls. Kudus. That's who oh my God, that deflection could have gone anywhere. A free kick here for Liverpool on the stroke of half time. I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. They're going to jump over it. Are they going to lay it off? They're going to shoot it. And they put a rocket wide. When standing that defender. Go on. Palacios tees it up. Gakpo. Good save from Costa, man. I'm getting nervous. Diaby. Oh my God, they could have run onto that to tap that in. Jarrad Bowen. Going there. Nice one to Douglas Luiz. Oh, that's fallen luckily. Palacios hits the post, but Alvarez. Oh, he's offside. Oh my God, he's offside. Are you kidding me? I thought we just had the tap in. Oh, he's not far off at all, man. That is so unfortunate. Liverpool have their tail up now. They're just trying to survive through to extra time. Can we do it? Well, it's an opportunity. As if Liverpool... Oh my God, Liverpool sending this to extra time is ridiculous. That was... Oh, pinball shit. Bowen going back. Zubimendi, a bit of space here. Palacios, I'm going to turn and shoot it and get a corner out of it. Bowen going there. Douglas Luiz. I want to get to Alvarez just like that. Julian Alvarez. It's a big block again from Botman. Boys, we've got a free kick right now. As soon as I saw the advantage being played, I had to get James Ward-Prowse on. Oh my God, this is why I kept him. 92 free kick accuracy. 90 curve. Please, James. Please, mate. Please, mate. Do it for us. 116th minute. James Ward-Prowse. It hits the corner of that guy's head. Oh my God. Oh no. Get something good cover defense from Gusto. No. Defend. No long shot. Deflection. Just get ourselves to a penalty shootout. Holy hell, man. What a game. How there was not a goal in that game is so far beyond me. All right, Pew. This is the man who came off before. He's going to go to the left. No, he goes to the right. Douglas Luiz, our first penalty taker. I'm going to the left-hand side. Douglas Luiz ties it up. Bainer going on the left, I reckon. Damn it, I got to start going to the right. Julian Alvarez. Come on, mate. I'm going to the top right with him. Julian Alvarez. That is a brilliant pen. Cody Gakpo. Let's just go to the right then. Cody Gakpo, we've got to make that save. Ward-Prowse, I brought him on for his penalty prowess, and he's going to, I brought him on for the free kick prowess, rather. He's going to score a pen, though. Zaire Emery, I'm going to the right until they give me a reason not to. Come on. Jarrad Bowen could give us the advantage. I'm going left with Jarrad Bowen. Beautiful. And now, if we can save the penalty from the Belgian Vermeeren, we will win this rebuild. We will win a Champions League final. Should just kept going to the right. They've gone right all 5 penalties. That now leaves it to Miguel Gutierrez. Score and we win. Come on, Miguel. Miguel, I'm going on the left-hand side. Miguel Gutierrez! We're going to win it. What a final, lads. Penalty shootout victory. Oh my God, lads. The drama. Absolutely insane. Again, I said it before. I don't know how that was a 0-0 scoreline. Jarrad Bowen, the man. to lift this Champions League title. He was incredible in this rebuild. Nobody deserves it more than him. Ladies and gentlemen, West Ham United are champions of Europe. Lads, if you enjoyed today's rebuild, make sure you click here to subscribe and click here to check out another video.